evening, every Tuesday. So thank you very much for once again tuning in and your constant support. If you would like to get involved, this evening we have Raj Hundal, who is the world pool and billiards champion, amongst others. Just thought I'd let you know that as well. He is absolutely legendary when it comes into the picking up the cue sport. So if you'd like to get involved, please don't forget to WhatsApp us directly on 07745 278 978, and alternatively you can call straight into the studio if you want to speak to Raj directly and get any tips direct. It's 01733 602 133. And for all of our international world listeners, because there's people that it goes out to who are following myself, Sukhi Wahiwala, on the Empowerment Hour, please feel free. We are live on YouTube and we're also live on Facebook Live. Both of them are Salaam Radio Live, and we also have an application for you to download. So Salaam Radio also has an app, so search for it, salamradio.co.uk, and download the app. This way you can get down and close with every single person that we speak to every single week. Thank you for your support as always, and please do communicate with us on Facebook Live. But without taking too much time away from our truly, truly inspiring guest this evening. His name is Raj Hundal. He has this inner light that is infectious when you hang out with him, when you meet him, when you speak to him. He's a world champion when it comes to billiards, and he's got one of the most amazing coveted histories of winnings and trophies at home. He's established himself as a true, what we classify as a specialist in this industry of cue sports. His vision, his understanding of self, all of these are just truly, truly amazing and humbling. I've got an amazing conversation with him this evening. I'd like to welcome Raj Hundal. Welcome, Raj.
Thank you for having me, Sukhi.
Has it been a lovely, lovely, lovely journey? We had a lovely conversation before this, and it's been truly, truly humbling to see such a coveted individual, somebody who's landed so well, such achieved individual, who actually resonates all of this to the entity God. In our understanding.
Look, at the end of the day, anything we do in life, that's where we come from. You know, that's that power, that light, that's within us all, I believe. I've always said that I'm one of God's instruments. He plays his music through me.
Oh, know? Wow.
And that's how I always felt.
What a beautiful, beautiful way of seeing it. Now, if you think about it realistically, that within itself it's a great visualization to have and a belief to feel. So actually understanding that you are an instrument and the universe and God plays through you. Yes. Wow. Yeah. We resonate in every level.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Good. Now, I know that you're a deep thinker. I also know that you're a world-class snooker player and pool player. Starting with snooker, but obviously ended up in pool and billiards. But you've won a number of awards across the globe. Before we get into your accolades and where you are today, we get close. In the first half, we talk about you and your journey. Tell me, where are you from?
Originally born and raised in Hounslow, West London. 1981 was the year that my mother gave birth to me.
God bless.
And I spent the first 35 years of my life. Well, I'm giving my age up now. Yeah. But I spent the first 35 years of my life in Hounslow, and then I was lucky enough to move out to what I would call a neighbourhood with a bit more space.
Yes.
I think that's the right way to put it. And I just wanted a better or a bit more of a luxurious life for my children. You know, if it was up to me, I'd live in Hounslow still. But
nothing taking nothing away from Hounslow, because it's the most amazing community. The most beautiful people.
Beautiful. Everybody. Look, there was a time we'd walk down the road. Everybody knew that was so and so's grandmother's house.
Yes.
That was auntie's house. I forgot my wallet. I could go petrol station. It'd be like, just come back tomorrow, Raj. You know, it was. It was a community. It was a community. Yeah.
So you'd obviously made yourself a beautiful name, even at a young age. But a little Dickie Bird tells me that you started really young.
Oh yeah.
Really young. Yeah. Now, as far as I can remember, Auntie G, your mum, just for all the listeners, if there's any Punjabi that does pop out, we will be repeating it in English because this is an English show. For all of our followers in Africa's, in all around the world, in India, in Pakistan, in the Arabic states, and the followers we have in America, North America, and please, keep tuned in. So the question I'm going to ask yourself is: you were, if I remember, as young as 5 or 6 years old when you first picked up the cue?
That's correct. I was 6 years old. There was I'll be honest, at that age, I used to walk home from school by myself.
Wow.
There was no minders or anything to come and get me, or, any nannies. I wasn't raised with those privileges. But what would happen is I'd literally walk home from school, but there was nobody at home to even let me in or take care of me. So I used to walk to where my mother worked, which was at my auntie's restaurant. And so my mum would work there, and they had a little table, probably about the size of this table.
Yeah.
Like
one of those little mini ones, those little tiddly ones?
Yeah, like 5 foot, I would say.
5 foot, so slightly smaller.
And I would go there, and sometimes I get to play because my cousins and uncles, they weren't really on the table, and I put my time in. But at home, I'd watch my dad watching the world snooker, Alex Higgins, Jimmy White.
Oh, what a legend! What legends! 1981 it is, post.
Yeah, and I used to like watching the way they played. Even Steve Davis to an extent, like the way he operated.
I think one of the best tacticians.
Yeah, definitely, I think he's a chess master in his spare time.
Absolutely, tactician, yes.
So I just fell in love with the game, and I just wanted to play and improve. And I remember at that time, I think my mum still got the book where it was a day in school where, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, wow.
And I said it then. I put it out into the universe at that young age, that's what I want to do. When I grow up, I'm playing. At the time, it was snooker.
Yes, absolutely,
That was my love. I didn't know about American pool. But, it started that young. And then I remember, my uncle, he'd put a shot up and he missed it. And I'd be like, I can't believe you missed that. And he'd be like, huh? He'd go, well, you do it.
Yeah, so go on then, son. You give it a go.
So I shoot it in. He puts it up again. I shoot it in. He must have done it 5-6 times. Just shot him in every time, back of the pocket. And he went and got his brother, my dad. He goes, you got to come and see this.
So this boy's good.
And my dad was... my dad has been good at all sports his whole life.
Amazing.
So now Dad says to me, he goes, let me see. So I get to shooting, and he was like, he's got a natural ability here.
And every single time you're getting more and more confident.
I'm really enjoying it because I'm getting the support, and this is very important.
Adoration
for any kid to have someone in their corner clapping.
Oh,
that is very important, because that can right there and then. If I didn't get that day, maybe I wouldn't be sitting there today. But I also do believe this was written.
That's such a beautiful concept there. The principle of it takes no effort for a smile. We were talking about it earlier on. No. Just that smile could change somebody's day.
It's free, but it's priceless.
It's priceless, absolutely. Yeah. And the sheer fact that little bit of support at that right time for you as an individual, how it changed everything in your world.
Everything.
And it made you feel better.
Right then, it was like, oh, wow.
I can do it.
I'm doing something. I can be a part of something there. And it was a beautiful feeling. And then my dad took me to go play on a 12-foot table, which you've got one at home.
That's right.
But at 6 years old, you're only about that high. You can't really... You know what I used to do? The owner of the club... So I started to try to play, but I was like sidearm.
Yeah, you're like above your head. And trying to get the shot right.
And that's no good. He says, no. He goes, that's going to ruin his technique. Give him this box. So it was like a milk crate.
Yeah.
I used to stand on a milk crate and go around the pool table playing. And there was a lovely Scottish guy, old boy John, that used to run the Lucania pool hall. Which at the time used to... Well, we're going to have to go a bit of a story here.
Yes, absolutely.
But Lucania was sold, the chain. It was owned by Barry Hearn.
Okay.
Who actually, funny enough, signed me in a contract when I was 17 years old.
Barry Hearn, known best for his original support of the snooker systems with Steve Davis in specific, wasn't it?
Correct. So he really did put snooker on the map, and today controls and owns
it. He does, yes, yeah.
But Barry has sold off in 81, the year I was born, the Lucania chain. But that's where I started playing, in Lucania's in Hounslow. And my dad would take me there. And the guy that owned it at that time, John, from Scotland, God rest his soul now, he was like, Raj, you got to stand on a box and play, because otherwise we're going to ruin your elbow, your shooting arm.
Wow.
So
you're just really lucky that
It was all
somebody
like
saw
put
it.
together in a way, like I guess I was just in the right place at the right time.
But what a blessing that somebody even cared enough to turn around and realise that they had the foresight to see that it could change your technique,
Yeah.
and they could ruin your shooting arm. Is that right?
Yeah, correct, 100%, and keep me, firing like a piston straight. But now, it was expensive for me to play. I didn't come from extremely rich family in terms of money. I do come from a rich family, a very rich, wealthy family in our hearts.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
we
God
didn't
bless you.
have
It's a lovely message.
too much surplus cash, so to speak.
Yeah.
And but he'd be like, like basically let me play for free, sort of thing. And,
That's nice.
And that was nice. He believed in me,
Yeah. And then, what did that do for you? Because obviously, if somebody tends to believe in you, and actually allows you to use a facility in such a way, in essence, puts the arm around your shoulder,
Yeah.
and gives you that support, and obviously your father being somebody who actually brought you to that scene in the first place.
Yeah.
What did that do for your inner confidence and your ability to even think that this could be an option in life?
Well, I felt like I had something special in my hands anyway. I felt like there was a talent, there was a gift, a God-given gift there. And I always felt like even under pressure, I felt a way that I could always stay cool. And I don't know where that comes from. So I just felt like, I always felt like I'm a storm, but I sit in the eye of that storm. So around me, the game is fast, it's attacking, it's aggressive, but I'm calm as anything while it's going on.
That's a genius methodology to see. I'm sure if the children and everybody who's listening, in life is kind of like a ruckus. It's like a
chaotic.
It's like the chaos theory, but it's like a storm. But the visualization that one could have is, school coming away. And I know school's coming up to holiday times right now, but school, overall, all these sort of pressures around it, about doing the exams and getting things right and getting the marks, that's all chaos in essence.
Yeah.
But inside of it, if you can get yourself in what Raj just shared, sitting in the eye of the storm, where everything is still, where everything's calm and peaceful, what a truly amazing visual and gift that God has truly given to yourself, Raj. Please continue.
And I just felt that, I can do this. And I'm watching these guys on TV and I'm thinking, I could shoot that shot. Obviously, I'm not as good as them.
Of
I'm
course.
a little kid. But I'm thinking,
The belief.
I have shot that shot. I can do that. I know if I practice. And then I'm starting to think maybe one day I can have a table at home.
Oh, wow.
And I kid you not, my dad had to literally he borrowed money to build like a little outhouse at the back of our home then, and it wasn't decorated at all, nothing.
No.
Virtually, it was a snooker table
In a shed.
on a screed floor.
Okay. So screed, for all of our international listeners, is basically the base layer of like a concrete base.
Yeah.
And it's called screed. And then on top of it, you put the final finish in there. So you sat and you've kind of been in this. Was it like a brick shelf? Or was it a shed?
It was brick built, but you're talking like flat roof, felt.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the stand. We know about construction.
Yes.
That is about as low as it can get.
Yes.
And not even double glazed windows on there.
But it would still.
It housed
the temple. It was still the place where you could house this magical table, right?
I could still tell you every angle of that building.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
I could. That'll never leave me.
It's something that you can take with you. Yeah, absolutely. So, in an inspiring way, you're really saying it doesn't matter about your surroundings as long as you stay pure and clean in your own mind. Yeah. So, as long as you are on a mission, the mission being the real reason why you do something. Yes.
So, and I'm not one to tell parents what to do. Look, I'm a parent. I'm learning as I'm going along.
Absolutely. There's no school for parents.
But yeah, there really isn't. It's kind of pay as you go, right? Figure it out as you go along.
That might be something that we can work on next, eh? A proper pay as you go schooling for parents. So, bless your pardon. Sorry about that. Yes, please continue.
But what I would say is, no champions really and truly come from too much privilege. I'm trying to stay politically correct in what I'm saying here. Like, you shouldn't really spoil your kids too much. And maybe I could have actually done with a bit of spoiling when I was younger, but we just didn't have that. That option wasn't available. But champions are, one of the hardest sports in the world is boxing, for sure. Physically, mentally, every which way you want to look at it. I've never seen a champion boxer that was born with a silver spoon. It don't happen.
I understand
That hunger, that grit, that determination, sometimes it's got to come from when you've had a lack of something.
What an amazing empower our message there. So we're saying that basically the pain, the challenge that one could be feeling today is all there as part of the crafting of your benefits and the crafting of your skill, honing that skill to be the best and deliver your message on this planet, right?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful way of seeing. Now, on the same token, I'm sure you agree that being with a silver spoon, somebody who comes from a financially sound background, or coming from a non-financially sound background, the key is that child or that focus, isn't it, really?
Yes, 100%.
So even if they've come from a good background, like myself, I've never needed or wanted in my life, but I'd like to think that somewhere along the line I had that ignition to realise what life is truly about and remain humble.
That desire.
My father, that desire.
That desire to better yourself, whether it be within a sport or any field in life.
Amazing
it's,
message.
That desire is, well, basically it's a non-laziness. You are always looking. You've got a growth mindset. I know that by talking to you.
Wow.
I can imagine you would. You have no problem failing at something, but you'd have a problem not trying.
Massively.
Massively. And I'm the same way. I feel like
message.
I got to have a go. We got to have a go.
Yeah.
You got to. Nobody starts out great at anything.
Not at all.
But you got to start at something to be great at something, and that's really the truth. You got to have a go, and it might not work. You might play pool, that's not for you. You might go play golf, maybe that's for you. Then again, you might sit down and find out you like drawing pictures, and you're the next Picasso. You got to have a go at something, and I think. Look, I see my kids sometimes on an iPad. I'm pulling my hair out, but he's only on there for a limited time, and look, because you don't want to be.
Message.
You don't want to be where no, you can't have that, and then he's not able to play Minecraft like the rest of his friends.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, okay, you can have half an hour of that, but then we're going to go kick a football in the park. We're going to play a bit of tennis. We're going to work on your hand and eye. And I'm actually hoping that, look, he's getting to that age now. He's going to be 6.
Bless him.
God willing. I think sport's beautiful. I tell you what it is with sport. Sport, not only do you learn to play a sport, it doesn't mean you're going to turn professional and make a living out of it and all of that. That's a very small percentage can actually do that. But you get yourself a different community. You get yourself a passion that you even. Look, I'm going to be, God willing, I'm going to be an old man one day.
Willing.
I'm going to still play pool. You're probably not going to catch me on TV. The young guys are going to get me at that point.
I truly get that, yes.
But I'd like to be a 75-year-old man just playing pool, and I might shock a little nephew every now and then. That'd be good fun.
Can you imagine that?
But I've got a place where I can go, like meditation, where you can go and I'm away. Look, I play. I'm lucky enough in my home today where I've got a pool room, lovely little pool table, and I shut the doors. I'm by myself in the whole world. I forget I'm a dad. I forget I'm a son. I forget I'm Raj.
Yes.
I forget I've won the World Pool Masters. I forget everything. No, I've got nothing on my shoulders whatsoever.
Just you.
And I'm free. I'm free.
Freedom.
I'm just playing pool.
And you're playing pool, you and the stick and the balls and the angle.
Because life is difficult for us all, right? At some point, one way or another. We need somewhere where we can escape. Mm-hmm. We need somewhere, not escape as in we're running away, but just to have no burden or pressure on us at that point. So sport gives you that. Yes. You go play tennis. Now I could go play tennis. I love it.
It's in the moment, isn't it?
You really can live in that place.
So what you're saying basically, for everybody here who's listening, is some way of getting yourself into the zone, into that space where there's no conscious thought of doubt. It's just doing, enjoying, connecting, being,
living. Yeah.
Wow, what a beautiful message.
Yeah.
So for you, your methodology is obviously pool, as you've just said, yes? Yeah. This is such a beautiful question, such a lovely journey of conversation. Now, audience, you understand when I was sitting there talking to Raj how the vibration was just, it was so spectacular. We were sitting there, we were talking about the minor things, but the depth of thought that's going into this context is lovely. And I hope you're enjoying this as much as I do. If you'd like to, just jump on to anytime at all, jump onto WhatsApp, text us directly on 07745 278 978. This is Raj Hundal, the World 8-Ball Pool Champion. Connect. Please send us your messages. In the second half, we'll go through this as well. Raj, so I'm going to go back to the conversation you were just sharing there. When you're in that moment, in that zone, obviously you're advising everybody to have something that's in the zone, not an escapism, not something like that, something that they can control, a parameter that serves, because we call boundaries the things that hold us back, that we run from.
Yeah.
A parameter is a bit like that glass, isn't it, that you've got there? The parameter is like the glass, and it's the water inside that's valuable to you.
Yeah.
So it holds in there, it's still free, you can move it around, it's still free. So is this the message that you're pushing for the next children? I mean, is it the next generation?
Definitely, most definitely. Don't, because I have seen some kids where they have too much screen time. You'll notice they don't have that calmness about them. They don't. Wow. They're easily irritated. They have no patience. Balance. These are things we need just to get by in life. You've got to have some patience.
I love it.
It doesn't always go your way, No. And I'm beginning to see a lot of, and look, people. And I'm talking adults as well now.
Yes, because obviously the same children of the 90s are now adults, right?
Yeah. I think I'm like one of the born in 81. I'm the last. I've really given my age up now, but we're talking about. I'm the last of the generation that did their homework pen and paper.
Yes, I understand.
We didn't have mobiles growing up. We were kind of like, well, I'm gonna meet you at so and so's house at 7. And if you're late, now you're going to miss the whole crew.
That's it. You have to catch them.
The street lights come on. It's time to go home.
Yeah. That's a beautiful message. I mean, if anybody's listening, and if you can hear this is where Raj is giving his understanding and his education and his growth away in the context of what a beautiful message. I mean, you can remember the days when your parents just said to you, if the lights are on, come home. Yeah. How amazing is that? True. We've seen all these. We've all seen these little WhatsApps that go around and saying, "Can you remember this? Can you remember that?" I can remember what Raj just said.
All the lights were amber. There were no LED lights.
Yeah, no.
London had a different glow to it. It was beautiful.
It did. Yes.
It was scenic. It was.
What a lovely, lovely journey. Just to go back to a little conversation I had there. So the message that you're sharing, in essence, is not don't integrate electronics into your life, because that's an inevitability, isn't it?
Yes.
It's probably just to be slightly aware of the child, and maybe even of yourself if you're spending too much time.
Actually, more importantly, going back to ourselves. Now, I see people in restaurants together, but they're on their phones.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? One of the best things I've done in a long while was sit down with you earlier on. We had a good conversation before we got here for about nearly an hour and a half.
It is, yes.
That time, it felt like we sat for 5 minutes. It was a beautiful it was uplifting. I learned a lot in that conversation as well. It was I
think we both did. I learned a lot from you as well.
It was nice, and I think people are forgetting that diamond, that treasure of conversation, face to face. Like we're all texting each other. What are we texting each other? Phone someone. If they're not within distance,
yes.
And if they are within distance, get in your car and go and see them, or get on the bus, or meet in the park and have a convo.
Walk, bike.
It's
a beautiful message.
It's very important, and I kind of look, we got to lead by example.
Absolutely.
And once in a while, I'm on my phone, business, whatever be. I'm doing a hell of a lot right now, but I kind of wish, and I said this to my wife. I said, well, I think the day I finally made it is when I don't even answer my phone.
Wow.
I'm not interested in doing anything else.
I just meet.
I just want to live.
Connect.
Just want to live. Just want to exist and meet people that are on the same vibe, and we talk and we vibe, and we can uplift each other, and I can learn from you and you can learn from me maybe something.
This is an amazing conversation. Every faith that we talk about on the planet, they all have this element of what we in Punjabi will say satsang. Satsang means the truth. Sat is the truth, and sang is to be with. So to be with the truth. In essence, to have a community of the truth. And if you're talking about this in any faith, it's not one, it's not just Islam, it's not just Hinduism, it's not just Christianity, it's not just Sikhism or Buddhism or Judaism. It's actually all faiths. They talk about the one essence. This is what you're talking about being humanly connected with humans. Yes, actually being with them. And this is such a beautiful message, and I thank you so much for this. I can't believe where the time's gone here, Raj.
I know.
We just started. We had another vortex moment, didn't we?
We did.
I hope everybody's thoroughly enjoying this conversation. You know, you talking about your children and how they were the best. You know, you're looking at them, trying to inspire them, to connect with them with the physicality. Now, there's a lovely book called Spark.
Okay.
And in there they call a chemical that's released in our body after physical activity is called BDNF. So please, if you're listening and enjoy, just connect and watch that and listen to that if you're an audible person. But we are getting close and connected in a spiritual way, in a real psychological way, with Raj Hundal, the world pool 8-ball champion of the world, Masters if I'm correct. Please do not disappear. We're going to go for a very short 4-minute break. We'll be back at 7:30 live back on the Empower Hour with your host this evening, Sukhi Wahiwala. See you soon.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
Here at Children of Adam, we believe water wells and hand pumps are a significant step to empowering people to live their best life. A hand pump donation is an excellent form of sadaqah jariyah for loved ones, including those who have passed away. Saad ibn Ubadah reported, he said, "O Messenger of Allah, the mother of Saad has died, so what is the best charity I may give on her behalf?" The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Water." Saad dug a well and said, "This is for the mother of Saad." A water pump is £150. Please donate by visiting childrenofadam.net or call us on 0300 321 0032.
Had a car accident or an accident at work? Accident specialists are experts in no-win, no-fee accident claims. Leave the hassle to us. Our multilingual settlement experts will manage the entire claims process on your behalf, with nothing to pay up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office at 249 Lincoln Road opposite the NatWest Bank. Accident Specialists. Start your successful claim today.
If you're planning a boutique celebration, there's only one choice, Mumtaz Leads. From boutique weddings to engagement parties, birthdays to work dues, with seating for up to 300 people, a perfect location and free car park. Plus we have a private dining suite for 80 people with a beautiful waterfront view. Pre-wedding teas, parties and breakfasts also available. Mumtaz Leads. Call 0113 242 4211.
Peterborough just got a whole lot tastier. Five Lads Flame Grilled Peri Peri Chicken is now open. Bring your family and friends to Peterborough's first HMC meat selling restaurant. We are experts in grilled chicken, lamb chops and gourmet lamb and beef burgers. Our healthy options include fresh salads and fresh grilled vegetables. Fresh, clean and healthy grilled food with 4 different flavours. Lemon and herb, medium, hot and extra hot. 5-star hygiene rating. Eat in, order and collect or order for delivery on Deliveroo. Follow 5 Lads Peterborough on Facebook and Instagram 5 Lads. 15 Cowgate, Peterborough, PE1 1LZ. Call 01733 56 22 87. Open 7 days a week, 12 to 11 p.m.
Feel like some great tasting chicken tonight? Great meal deals, wraps, burgers and sides. We've got it all at Chicken Palace. Call and collect at 302 Lincoln Road on 01733 702 447 or 8 Park Road on 01733 343750. Chicken Palace, open 11 a.m. till late.
Gems and jewels. Wise sayings, interesting events, and moral lessons from Islamic history. From the wise sayings of Luqman.
If you are in prayer, take care of your heart. If you are eating, take care of your throat. If you are in another man's house, take care of your eyes. If you are among people, take care of your tongue. Remember 2 matters and forget 2 matters. Remember Allah and death. Forget any good that you have
Broadcasting
done.
24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salaam Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Sukhi Wahiwala, your host this evening on Salaam Radio. What an amazing conversation. We're getting very close and clear with Raj Hundal himself, who is the World Pool Masters Champion. The World Pool Masters Champion. If you'd like to get involved, please do connect up on, I can say quick hi to Hyacinth Myers. She's sitting there, she's communicating, just popped out on a brief, and welcome back. Please get in touch with us on WhatsApp if you'd like to speak to Raj directly on 07745 278 978. Please communicate, text and connect. I think my wife Pavinda was also one of the ones who was saying hello as well, so hello to everybody there. Raj, I'm sure you can see them in the camera there.
Hello.
Righty, so Raj, welcome back.
Good to be here, my man. Good to be here.
It's been a lovely conversation. We've got really kind of close earlier on.
It has been.
Did you believe that the time could disappear just like that?
Well, they say time flies when you're having fun, and I am having fun.
Having fun. That's the most important thing. Now, there's a great context around time flying and vortexes and understanding. Is when you actually connect with what you were talking earlier on about actually inspiring people, connecting them with themselves. Actually, when you're playing pool, you just get into the zone. Yeah? That zone actually doesn't have any time.
No.
It's genius, isn't it, to think about it? When you're in that zone, it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, and you wouldn't really be able to tell the time.
You can't tell the difference.
No, you can't. So we touched earlier on where we were speaking for nearly 90 minutes, and it seemed like 5 minutes of conversation. Yeah. Just now we've just done 26 minutes, and it seems like nothing. We just started.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. I just want to ask a couple of questions, because a few things that we're talking, I think my son Ranveer was asking me, what actually creates that definitive mindset of distinction? Of course, you're a God-given talent.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. But to hone that and to see the differences between the angles of the pocket, the way you're cueing, as you said, shooting like a piston, straight like a piston, like a die. What regime do you run that can keep you in that mindset focus? How do you train your mind?
Well, you got to have the mindset of, first of all, you got to always want to better yourself, your technique, your state of mind going into a shot, your state of mind coming out of a shot. Like you've shot a bad shot, you got to forget about it.
Wow.
You got to let that go right there, because it's a new beginning, the next shot.
Wow, what a beautiful message for everybody. And if anybody is a pool player or a snooker player, it's anything in life, really.
Any sport.
Yeah, any sport. Or even
or life. Anything in life.
In life, right?
Yeah.
So when you've taken the shot and it's substandard, or it's post-standard, it's better than standard, better than what you expected, you sort of switch yourself off from it, right? You just move on to the next shot.
You can have no emotional attachment whatsoever. Like you got to be almost like it don't mean nothing. Like I've done this where I've started out a match, I shot a horrific shot, and I'm not sure what the other guy was thinking, because it wouldn't bother me anyway. But the person must have thought, "What's he doing here? He's off." Yeah. But then I shot perfect after that, and they were never in the game. And they might have thought after, how did he go from that to that? What I'm letting them know now is I didn't really care, and I forgot about that bad shot.
Immediately. At
the same time, you shouldn't dwell on a great shot you shot as well, because that shot's over too. That's gone. And look forward to the next one, and try to better your technique, your stance, your everything.
And that balance you were talking about earlier on, right? It's just that the thought of no thought.
Yeah.
That's what you said, didn't you? We were talking about earlier on. You said
it is a very... one of my heroes, I've got a few, but I'll name you a couple of them. Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's ideology is the one. There is no flaw to the depth that man had. It's something very special. Amazing. I think it's the biggest tragedy we ever had was losing him in the physical so young.
Yeah. But at the same time, we could say that, he created so much in that same time frame because he was a man on a mission.
Yeah,
he faced death a number of times.
Yes. And there was he never got, there is no technique in a way, and in pool as well, you might shoot a shot and you got to be honest with yourself. It's about honesty. There's times I've made a shot but I also knew that in my heart I could have executed that better.
I understand.
So even though I won the game and it all went fine and everything else, I'm going to go back to the table and practice that shot, because I know I could have shot that cleaner, smoother, better.
So here's where you've got the love of the craft.
Yes,
that's what we're talking about.
Fall in love with fall in love with your craft, and try to perfect it, but also know there is no perfection.
Yes,
we can only just strive to be better
than yesterday, or better than the last shot.
And don't be too hard on yourself. I think we touched on this earlier, because what you can also do is hurt your own confidence, and that's not good.
So now that's a lovely message for everybody to be listening. And if you're hearing this, we're getting very close within the Power Hour with Raj Hundal, the world pool champion. Now, in context of this, you're saying you're connecting with the fact that you shouldn't necessarily disturb your mindset yourself, because we, in essence, ourselves are the ones who support ourselves and distract ourselves, right?
Yes.
So when you've played a brilliant shot in on the pool table, and in essence, a listener here who doesn't even play pool, doesn't understand it, doesn't have an interest in it, may also be thinking, well, how does that relate to my life? Yeah. And in reality, it could be something that you think you failed at. It's to put it behind yourself and move on, because you're not carrying any of the last shot into the next shot. And there's the metaphor, isn't it?
No, not at all. That's gone. That's in the past. You've got to keep looking forward. Got to keep pushing forward.
That's a gift.
And even at the point of, it's just, don't look too far forward. It's one shot at a time. You know, that's so one opponent at a time.
That's such a beautiful gift there. So it's one shot at a time. When I was climbing Kilimanjaro way back in 2013, thank you, the assistants, or I would call them coaches in essence, or mentors, who were helping us up the mountain, they said, pole pole. Now, pole pole in Swahili means slowly, slowly.
Yeah.
So they used to say to us that keep the pace steady, and just focus on the next foot holding.
Yeah.
Just focus on the next step.
Yeah.
That's principally what you're saying. You know? Building the next brick.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, builds the wall, builds the house, builds somewhere where you can shelter yourself.
That's right.
Yes. And I think it's a really beautiful connection to say that that pace, that poise, which you aligned to the fact of maybe you're less distracted than most with the electronics or with twitching and stuff of that sort of nature. This is a really genius conversation here, Raj. You're really helping myself and hopefully the listeners tonight get really truly empowered from inside. So would you suggest it's ever too late?
No, nothing is ever too late in life. That is something a negative person would say. Somebody who doesn't have that mindset of growth. You know, that is it ain't never too late to do anything. I mean, for example, look, Fauja Singh, he was running marathons over 100 years old.
Yeah, Fauja Singh.
I think he started running them when he was like 70.
He said he was 82 years old, I think he was, when he said that he's going to start he just decided out of the blue, I'm going to run marathons.
Amazing.
And today he's world renowned. Right?
That gives me hope. I haven't run a marathon yet. It makes me think, well, you never know, I might run one.
I've got time.
You know, I've got well, you never know how much time you got, but you know, you feel like it's doable. Look, before, and I'm lucky, I'm not saying it as in I and me, because that's not what I'm about, but I'm the only kid to have won a world title, Indian kid, to ever walk this planet. And there's something wrong there. I'll tell you what's wrong there is, I feel like, no, because I know I did grow up with some Indian kids that had some talent, you know, and I don't think they were given the support or the push or anything, or maybe they were told, no, you can't do this, you got to be a doctor or a dentist or something like that.
And there's nothing wrong with being a doctor or a dentist.
Absolutely not.
It's aligned for that one person's journey.
But what I mean is, we can't pick somebody else's journey. That's wrong, or force them into doing something that they don't really want to do. If their heart is in playing golf, if their heart is in being a radio host, if their heart is in playing pool, if their heart is, I want to paint, I want to be a musician,
we should evolve it.
Help them as much as you can, support them, and see where that goes. But don't tell them you can't do that, and definitely don't tell someone they can't do that because you couldn't do it, or you weren't talented enough, or whatever be.
That's a beautiful message for all parents as well.
Yes,
you know, to actually learn to just find the flow within your child, and just to evolve that flow within that child,
and see where it goes. Because no matter what, I mean, for me, when you talk about wealth is happiness.
I love it.
You know, and that there is the one thing that if you could get it, hold on to it. Because everything else can come and go very easily. People could come and go, money could come and go, your jobs and careers, they could come and go, fame can come and go, that can all come and go. But happiness, you don't want that to come and then go. If you can hold that, you want to keep that. And if that is sitting down painting a picture and that makes you happy as hell,
that's what you should do.
Then go ahead and do that.
So would you be saying that happiness is within?
100%. We have to find happiness inside ourselves. It doesn't belong outside.
Isn't happiness just a state of mind?
No. Not only is happiness just a state of mind. There's more to it. There's a balance. There's a spiritual balance.
Yes,
there's a lot more to it. And everybody's on a different journey. Everybody has a different gauge.
Yes.
How they gauge their happiness.
I understand.
But I wish everybody on planet Earth could be super rich and super famous, and then realize that that's not really the one. Because that's just whatever, you know.
It's that oneness within yourself and outside yourself. And so basically, it's like being aligned with your inner spirit, isn't that right?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for me when I'm at my most happiest. It's really and truly when I'm at peace with my soul.
I understand. Yes,
you know,
truly.
I'm doing good
in the zone.
Yeah,
in the space. Yes,
yeah.
I love it. So this is a beautiful message. I mean, at the end of the day, this what Raj is not saying is that money and fame doesn't give you happiness, but he's saying to yourself is that happiness is now.
In the present.
In the present. It doesn't need to be tomorrow. You don't need to dangle a carrot. This is such a beautiful message coming from a world champion who's achieved and is so resonant with oneself. That's a beautiful, beautiful message. So, Raj, I'm just going to touch base with yourself. I mean, how much, I'm not sure if everybody's who's understood. We're here on the Empower Hour with myself, Sukhi Wahiwala. How much you've enjoyed being with Raj Hundal so far. The message that I'm getting is that mindset and spiritual awareness is core to your success. So how would you gauge those two? Do they come separate, or are they the one as well?
I think they go hand in hand.
I love it.
They go hand in hand. But, certain days is, the weight of the world, it shifts differently on you some days, and it's, sometimes you got to call for different skills. Like, there's times I'm having my patience really tested by promoters.
Yes.
And I can, listen, there's a lot of ways I can react, but I try and take the higher road. But once in a while, we might end up getting into a verbal argument. But the truth is that...
a disagreement, yes.
That afterwards, I think, I forgot who it was that said it, that, if you lose your anger, it takes like 3 days for your chemical balance to reset. Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm not really a scientist. But I know this, it's not healthy to be angry.
Yes.
And then... So you want to... You
love is the core, right? Love is the core. We were talking about it.
You want... But I guess some people it's hard to deal with. You try and talk to them, you try and be loving, and then they take it the wrong way, like you're naive and take advantage of you. But no, I've had it with certain promoters where they've took it too far, and I've had to say, well, the nicest way I've said it is, well, I've got to give you the gift of missing me now, and
yes.
and that's it. Because
so in reality, what you're saying is, stay honest to yourself.
Yeah.
Stay honest to the people around you. And surround yourself with good people that give you a good barometer and good gauge in life, yes?
Listen, I learned that the worst thing you can have around you in life is yes men. And when I mean yes men, like whatever you say and do,
that's the right thing. Well done.
They're clapping away, and you could be doing something terrible right now to yourself and your career. But they just want to be involved, but they're not your friends. They're not your well wisher.
An elder once said a friend is somebody who can actually have the conviction to tell you as it is.
Yes.
Without critique, but just telling you as it is.
Even with critique.
Yeah.
But you should be a good enough friend to be able to wear that on your chin and go, well, that's my friend who's telling me for the he's looked me in my eyes and told me that really, Raj, you should not have did that. You should have done it this way, or maybe done it differently. And this is how I feel, and this is why. But then you would know yourself that, hold on a minute, you put your ego aside, you'd be like, well, that's my friend.
It's a beautiful message.
That's my friend.
Your bond is stronger.
Yeah. And family are not always your friends. We know that.
Yeah, but as we said, you have family is a relationship.
Yeah.
So within relationship, you said earlier on, we were talking about it. We had such a beautiful conversation that relating to people is the key.
Yeah.
That's what we call relationship. So you may not see somebody, but if you've connected with them on a bond level,
Yeah.
on a spirit level, that you're always in that same barometer. You know, you got a lovely conversation.
You know, touching on that, like Sukhi, I've met you today for the first time in the physical. We spoke on the phone and things.
Yes, that's right.
We've probably always been short of time either side, but today we had a lovely sit down and a chat over a coffee, and I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Oh, wow.
So to me, you're like family. We're not blood related, but we're related beyond that in a spiritual sense.
In a spiritual sense, and also the fact that we're all humankind.
Yes.
Isn't that correct? Yes.
Yes.
That's lovely. That's such a beautiful message, and I thank you very much for that. And for that, I take a humble journey with you. And I must say, I'm reciprocated as well, that we had a very similar experience of each other.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to see how symbiotically we can run together with that. So I'm just going to mention a little question over here. So we've got Hardeep Soroya, who's just connecting. He says, "Hi Raj, great listening to you. And the host, keep up good work, bro." Yes. Then he goes on to say, "We have. I remember briefly touching with you back in the day, watching you play, and realizing this kid has talent, and you went on to do it." Does that make sense? So
I remember Hardeep. His younger brother. He went to school with me.
Yeah.
I remember. How you doing, Hardeep? I hope you're watching.
Hi Hardeep, Sasigalji, and hello, and
give my love to the family. And I'm humble. I'm lucky. You know, I was given that gift. I just always tried my best to put on for my map. You know,
Yes.
Hounslow.
Yes.
My friends in my community. And
Hounslow massive there.
and although I had big ambitions, nothing was guaranteed. I wasn't guaranteed to ever go win a world title or any title or be blessed with the honours that I've been given. But
well, you did plan it, but obviously,
but there was no guarantee.
Yes.
I did plan it. I did feel like, you know, I'm going to go do this. But look, dreams can get shattered too. But
expectations.
I just feel like a lot of guys, especially like Hardy, pushed me, kept me going.
Oh, that's lovely.
You know, so that's important. Thank you.
Great man. Thank you very much. So, Raj, we've come to the time. Would you believe we're getting close to being the last 10 minutes of the conversation already? Now, I have truly, truly loved this journey we've had together. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Well, one of the questions that's core is obviously you're a world champion, and I'm going to talk to you in a moment about how there's two sections of the last couple of questions. One is, what are you up to now? I mean, if our audience here wants to just touch base with yourself, because I know a little dickabirds told me that you're going out of this way to create something really, really spectacular for the world, just to ensure that everybody gets what the dues are, you know, the value that people have got with this crafted skill.
Well, I mean, I know how hard it's been to get to any level in pool, and there's 100 levels, but to get to what we'd call the elite level, it's a lifetime of work and then some.
Yes.
And not only that, you could put that work in, you still might not get there. You've got to have all the other attributes, the talent, the heart, the will,
the relentlessness.
There's a lot there, and look, me, when I'm with other pool players, we have a love for each other, but on that pool table, we're trying to kill each other.
Yes, but that's
competitive.
Competitiveness.
Look, they're trying to
competitive.
They're trying to get their meals for them and their family, and I'm trying to get mine. So you know, we're fighting on that table.
Now, if you remember, sorry, beg your pardon, in the World Championship, if I can remember, there was Ronnie O'Sullivan was playing, and he came off the table, and he was so affectionate towards the other person that he'd just beaten,
Ding
Junhui, yes, and he was so affectionate. That was true sportsmanship. You know, on the table, you've got to play. You're there to win. But off the table, we have the reality of life.
He lets it go. Right, Ronnie is actually very connected. You know, he's at one with his spirit. That boy, he's special.
Wasn't always like that, but he's taken a great journey, and
he has. He's extremely grown into a beautiful soul. You know, and I think sometimes people they misread him or don't really understand him. But if you ever get the chance to sit and talk with him, he's a man of great depth.
Well, I'd love it. Next time you have that.
Maybe I'll bring him out.
Bring him out. That's lovely. He's one of my idols, so just I'll let you know that.
So going back to the topic of what we're doing, I just felt like not only was I being mistreated by all the promoters, but so were my peers. You know, who are my competition, but great champions from the Philippines, America, all over Europe. Yeah, we're still, we're like a family in a way too. You know, it's a brotherhood. and I just feel like the promoters have been doing nothing but just thinking about today, how they could quickly line their pockets and get out of the building, and they got no love for us at all. So I said, well, I guess it's on me now to go ahead, and because I'm lucky enough also not only to be able to play pool, I've got an entrepreneurial side to me. You know, I'm not. I wouldn't go ahead and go say I'm Jay-Z or somebody. No, but I tell you this: you couldn't fit my hustle in just a pool player. You know, I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve, and
so where are we today then?
I put together, or what I'd like to say is I teamed up with some amazing people, and I'm talking about guys that they're pioneer in their fields. Our production of what we're doing with the PBL, which is the Premier Billiard League.
So give me a second. It's the Premier
Billiard League.
Okay.
That's just the start of what we're doing. I can't let the cat out the bag fully.
But that's very much. That sounds like a real sort of like a sub league. Is that correct? Like an IPL.
If you go on www.premierbilliardleague.com, you can see what we've done to what level and what kind of backing we've got there. Not only in the investment that we've put into this, but also the time, the sweat equity. You can't measure that. You know, you're talking 3 years of work. My partner, who's actually originally the founder, I would say, he's a Steve Jobs kind of guy. He won't sleep. That he is on, and he's a perfectionist. He's a perfectionist, yes. And we've pioneered and created softwares that have never been seen. You know, other sports will tell you how many times somebody tied their shoelaces. Stats.
Yes.
Pool has nothing because nobody cared
at that time. But you're changing this. So
we're changing that completely. Even from the first shot, we're doing something that's never been done before. I'm going to read you out your mile per hour on a big, how they do with the tennis.
Well, that's
with the
just
serve.
Amazing. So give me a second. You're bringing gauges, some understanding, other parameters that people can actually gauge the sport from a new way.
Well, with our commentators, look, some promoters have put people in the commentary booth that probably specialise in, no disrespect, painting fences or mowing a lawn or doing something. They've got nothing, or I don't know what they do. Maybe they're a dentist in their spare time.
They're not ex-pool players, in other words. Yes,
they're not a professional in. Like go watch the NBA. You got Charles Barkley sitting there. You got Shaquille O'Neal. There's a reason why they're sitting there.
And in snooker, you have
snooker. Look, you got Ronnie and Jimmy with the Eurosport. You can't beat that production now.
No.
On the other side, you'll have like Ken Doty, John Parrott, and Steve Davis. These are people that know what they're talking about. No one's even done that in pool. That's how bad it's been. The production has been so low, and camera people that really don't know. But we've took it to the next level. So we are the IPL.
So what is the So you basically have created PBL, which is the Premier Billiards League. This is now, I know, a little Dickybird tells me, that was you, that I've seen the site and it's amazing. So if anybody wants to get involved in this in a professional way, or even support and promotion wise, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, in terms of the players, all the players are handpicked. They're all bona fide champions from around the world. So if you really want to play in the PBL, you got to come through the ranks like you would do in any other sport. And look, if you're making noise, we're going to see you.
Yeah.
And you'll have your day.
Yeah. So if you want to be a supporter of this, so how would they get involved?
Just all of our social medias are PBL Social.
Yeah.
That's the handle for them. Just log on, follow us, give us a like, give us a share. It goes a long way.
Yes.
Two people tell another two people tell another two people. You start getting, you get a following.
It's a great method. That method of if you share to two people and ask them to share to just two people, we can conquer the world.
We could take over the world in a day.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a real Empower Hour.
So give me that's right, absolutely. So just to give us a synopsis, would you believe it? The time is gone. We've got 2 minutes left, Raj.
We need another hour.
We need another hour. That's what we do. So I'll call you back again in September or October sometime. So question to yourself, Raj, just to be concise about this. You've created an international billiards league, which is basically going to be world champions, or ex-world champions, world-class players.
No, current. You're talking the current best in the world that play is there.
They're basically going to be playing by individual or by country?
By continental region.
Wow! So now we're really getting into that space of
For
unity
example,
as well.
Oh yeah, this is the whole globe. Nobody's excluded. Like the team that I play on and I'm lucky enough to captain, funny, I feel old when I say that, but I am actually the eldest kid on the team. These young guns are like, where we're playing and representing is Russia, United Arab Emirates, and India. That continental region of the world, the team is called Eurasia.
I love it. So now the basic working together. I can't believe it's the last 60 minutes. So just a quick conversation, and if you want to get involved and want to touch base, go with pbl.com. You can have a look at it. It's Premier Billiards League. The Empower Hour tonight with Raj Hundal. It's just gone so quickly, Raj. So a question to yourself. I always ask this, but I'm not sure whether we can get enough time for you to answer it. But what do you want to be remembered for?
What do I want to be remembered for? My service to the sport.
To the sport.
To the sport.
Such a beautiful way, and I'm very, very certain, Raj Hundal, that you will be remembered not only as an individual who loved the sport, who refined his view on the sport, conquered it by becoming the master of the world, but also somebody who has aligned his mindset with his success of humility as well. And you'll become known for the PBL, I'm very sure. Thank you very much, Raj Hundal. You've been absolutely a pleasure to have this evening, to have somebody so well versed in psychology as well. I hope it's been valuable to yourself as well.
Thank you. I've had an absolute ball of a time here.
So this evening, you've been listening to Sukhi Wahiwala on the Empower Hour show.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.